Welcome back to Byerwood. My name is Stelio, and we're going to keep working on the city today. So in this episode, we made it to the Big 30. I believe this is episode 30 of Byerwood, which is very nice because I didn't think that I would honestly make 30 episodes out of Byerwood, and I just want to, I don't know, take some time to just look back at what I've done and work on some stuff that I haven't worked on in a while. So right now I'm just working on a little interchange right here, and this was one of the first interchanges I built, and I just wanted to touch it up a little and replace the roads and re-level the terrain so that it's at like a better level and looks a lot nicer now. I also am making some modifications to the city hall area. So the city commons area needs to be detailed. I don't think there's enough green. I don't think there's enough trees, and there just needs to be a little more path, and it needs to look a little more unique. Right now, I'm just moving. I'm going to be cutting the common down a little bit and placing this little office area. And there's also going to be a construction yard right here. And this area is an under construction area that would be a modern office center, but it's not quite built yet. I was going to make a construction scene and put some crane props and stuff like that, but I never got around to doing it, which is a bummer because I feel like it would have been nice and it would have been relevant to New England cities, modernizing. Right now I'm just making a little just entrance area in this park and making this corner look a little bit nicer and a little smoother with this pathway right here. There are not too many episodes left, so the progress that I'm making right now is some of the last progress that I made in the city. So right here, I'm just placing some trees here and getting some more green inside of the city because even though, we're in a city area, there's still a lot of greenery. So I'm also going to be moving this really tall modern skyscraper over here. I think the location it was in just didn't really look, I didn't really like the location it was in, and I think the location that it's in now fits it a lot better. What I'm going to do here is make a little bit of a base building, like a bottom floor sort of area, and this will allow me to lower the height of this skyscraper, so when I put it in the ground a little bit, it will be at a better height, and it won't be as tall, because I think it's just a little too tall right now. So, as I place these, I just want to let you know that is a nice trick that I use. If buildings are too tall in your city, you can make a smaller frame building for it, and you'll be able to shrink it down that way. So, I want to shrink down some of these buildings because I think some of them are just a little too tall. So this is what I've decided to go with for the new heights of some of these buildings, and I think it looks a lot better and spaces the skyline out a little more. Now City Hall looks a lot better with that skyscraper right there and with this new, grouping of buildings. There's still a nice view of this street, and this road now actually runs through that skyscraper area. There's going to be some small buildings right here by the parking, and this is where the main part of the skyline really starts to lower in overall density. I've decided to make this episode a little longer than usual because there's, not only is it the 30th episode, but I do a lot of general city maintenance and general upgrades in the city, and I figured that it would be nicer to get a little more length in the video. So I placed some little plazas right there, and I think the picnic tables outside of the city hall looks really, nice and adds a nice touch. I really like the graphics mods that I've been able to use in the game, and I think that I've been able to make the game look really nice. You see me right here. I just placed this parking garage outside of the skyscraper complex over there, and I think that's a good place to fit in a parking garage. I'm also coming over here to add another set of rails because I think there just needs to be more rails in this area by the rail yard, because this is the main area where trains come through the city, so there can't be any train traffic or trains being held up at any area because, it's the main area and trains need to get through. So I just decided to add another track to make it look a little more dense and service more trains. This bridge area and the train station was actually one of the first areas that I worked in this city. So this is some of the first and some of the oldest work that is in this city right now. But I just wanted to make sure that the train didn't clip. And right here, I'm actually going to modify this train station a little and shrink it down just a little in all the dimensions, because I think it's just a tad bit too large, honestly. But I think with the new size of it, it fits the area a lot better and looks a lot more realistic. Right now I'm going to be remodeling this road that runs under the highway viaduct. So this interstate that runs through is, obviously a pretty important interstate, but it wasn't really realistic and didn't really follow the right angle that it should have. So I think the road here now is a lot more realistic and uses the space here a lot better. Now that the road's been moved, I can make this little just like lot area and add a new warehouse and some parking, which is a better use of the space that I have here. I've used this warehouse asset before, but I think it just looks really nice, so I don't mind using it again, especially if it's gonna look that good and fit into the plot that well. I'm also just coming here and fixing this little off-ramp because it was just at way too sharp of an angle for a one-lane off-ramp getting off of an interstate. So I think the angle that it's at now is a lot better and a lot smoother as well. Besides that, I'm just coming through and placing some more buildings and filling out some empty spots and just doing some general stuff that I see, flying around. I see could use some work and would look a lot better. So I add some sky bridges right here, which make this area look a lot better because this office complex has a direct access way to these sky bridges over here, which is really nice. And I also lower this road down because I don't think that trucks would be able to drive under that road right there if I didn't lower it. But besides that, I'm basically wrapping up this episode here, and this episode 30 was just a nice general expansion episode, but I'm going to be coming at you soon with another episode, and episode 31, I think we do some more housing expansion. So thanks for watching, thanks for sticking around for 30 videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.